Hola? Something literally just stuck out through here.
This strange encounter was documented by Adam, the creator behind the YouTube channel Ad's Ventures. Known for sharing his van life travels and open road freedom, Adam typically takes viewers along on scenic adventures filled with calm, exploration, and discovery. But on this particular Halloween night, he and a few friends decided to take a different route, one that led straight into the darkness. Wanting to do something memorable for the occasion, Adam came up with a bold idea: gather a group of friends, venture into a haunted forest, and screen a horror movie in the middle of the woods using a portable projector.
I have some new mates, the ones I happen to meet through this thing that we call van life. So I'm currently on the Welsh border and we are meeting up, but we're going to some haunted woods for the evening. But right now I'm actually at this place which is supposed to be a carvery, and I was going to meet Bruce here to get a quick meal before the evening begins.
The plan was simple, frightening, but fun. The group met near the Welsh border and formed a convoy, driving together through remote back roads and winding paths that seemed to lead deeper into isolation with every mile.
I'm scared going down this road, never mind being dark.
Right, we've arrived at what probably isn't the correct place. I think we're going to jump out and check it out.
By the time they arrived at their destination, the world outside had completely faded, replaced by silence and towering trees.
There's an exclamation mark on the tree here, just an exclamation mark. It's scary.
Bruce, what's happened, mate? You seem to have gone offline.
The radio also began fading, and the forest they chose was the stuff of local legend. Dense, remote, and long rumored to be haunted, it was the perfect setting for their spooky movie night. As they began to set up the projector and screen, something unexpected interrupted their excitement. A low, distant sound echoed from deep within the trees.
What was that?
What was that?
Do you know that I've recorded?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I actually did.
Like a low... Was that Oslo?
No, that was over there.
Everyone stopped. At first, they assumed it was one of their own, but it quickly became clear that the noise had come from the woods. It didn't repeat. It didn't explain itself. It simply faded back into silence, leaving behind a thick tension none of them could shake. Still, they pushed on, determined to enjoy the night. Soon, the projector flickered to life, casting scenes of horror across a sheet strung between two trees. But as the movie's tension escalated, so did the real unease creeping through the forest around them.
Hey, Mom? Dad?
Oslo, where's it?
Mom?
What are you looking at?
Don't move.
He's just literally there staring into the blackness.
Yeah.
What is it?
Where's it, Oslo?
Oslo, it's okay. Get him. Yeah.
And then, without any warning, the main camera they had been using to document the evening froze and shut down. No errors, no draining battery, just a sudden, complete shutdown. The battery had been over 70%, but the camera refused to turn back on. What they captured just before the malfunction is what makes this video so chilling.
If you notice, the last clip that my camera filmed, just before it cut out, you can see it was like a cold rush of wind just flew straight at me. It was so weird, it felt so out of place, and you can see it on the screen. You can see all the dust and all this madness just flying towards the camera, and then it cuts out. So I have to come to the conclusion that yes, those woods were indeed extremely haunted.
A sudden rush of freezing air blasted straight toward the camera lens, kicking up leaves and dust in a narrow, unnatural gust. It was fast, targeted, and completely silent until the moment it struck. The camera cut out the second it hit. No one in the group could explain it. 1 second they were filming, the next they were standing in the dark, their equipment unresponsive, and the woods deadly quiet again. The group stayed just long enough to collect their things before deciding to leave. What had started as a fun Halloween challenge had become something else entirely. The camera failure, the cold gust, the eerie sound in the woods. It all pointed to one conclusion: they hadn't been alone. To this day, Adam and his friends have no explanation for what happened. Was the equipment failure just bad luck, or did they stumble into something they weren't meant to disturb? Whatever the cause, one thing is clear: that forest didn't want them there. Some experiences feel like scenes from a movie, until the fear becomes real. That night in the woods reminded Adam and his friends that when you go looking for the supernatural, you might just find it. And after what they went through, one thing is certain: they won't be watching another horror movie in the forest again. Exploring a haunted cemetery at night is a daring feat. But what happens when you're not just breaking the rules, but also being hunted by something that resides within? Delving into one of the most chilling illegal paranormal investigations ever documented. These clips are a grim reminder that some places are best left undisturbed. Quick, meet Frank, the creator behind the YouTube channel FRANKOTV. He is known for his fearless solo explorations of some of the most dangerous and paranormally active locations, often pushing the boundaries and risking his own safety to capture evidence of the other side. His viewers are accustomed to intense and unsettling content. But one night, during an illegal visit to a massive cemetery, Frank would capture something so disturbing it would test the limits of his courage and leave him fighting for his escape. On a dark, overcast night, Frank initiated his investigation, having illegally snuck into a sprawling cemetery. The stakes were incredibly high. Getting caught meant arrest and the end of his exploration. His objective was to venture deep into the back of the property, far from the entrance lights, toward an area where he had previously heard what sounded like the legendary weeping spirit, La Llorona.
What is up, guys? Thank you for watching Franco TV. So I've made it back into another creepy, huge cemetery. But the problem is that I had to sneak in here illegally. So I have to be very careful, because if I get in trouble, I could get arrested, beat up, kicked out, and there goes the rest of the video. So I have a lot at stake being towards the front. My objective is to get away from those lights back there, and move kind of further towards the back, where I just finished hearing what sounded like a Llorona. But I just made sure the coast is clear. I already kind of scavenged this place a little bit, kind of, and there sounds to be noises coming from the far back.
The air was already heavy with dread, but as he began his journey, the situation quickly grew more precarious. The sky threatened to open up, with low-hanging clouds signaling an impending downpour, a condition often believed to amplify paranormal energy. As the first drops of rain began to fall, Frank took temporary shelter beneath a large monument, a statue marking the mass grave of thousands of unidentified earthquake victims. The grim history of his location only added to the oppressive atmosphere. It was then that a piercing scream cut through the night, far louder and closer than anything he had heard before.
Llorona? I could still technically hear something. Hola! There's a light way back there. Alright, making my way towards the direction of where I heard the sound. I want to see if I could... Oh god, that is creepy. For me, it just looks like these two black things just swinging, and so does it. Looks the same on the night vision. Alright, cool, so you see what I see.
Realizing he was no longer just exploring, but was now in the presence of something unknown, he pressed forward into the darkness, his senses on high alert. Drawn by the unexplainable sounds, he navigated the maze of tombstones until his night vision camera caught something deeply unsettling. A dark, vaguely human-shaped figure moving in the distance.
What the fuck is that down there? I don't see anything, but the the night vision is. It disappears with the IR, okay. What the hell is that? There's something black. Look at that. What is that? Oh, is that a person?
For a moment, he considered it might be security, but its silent, fluid movement suggested otherwise. It moved with an unnatural grace before vanishing into the shadows, leaving Frank to question what he had just witnessed.
Oh. Listen. I hear the crying. What the hell is that? It sounds like a human.
Shortly after, the sounds changed from a single scream to the distinct, sorrowful weeping of a woman, seemingly luring him deeper into the oldest section of the cemetery. The weeping led him to a claustrophobic section of mausoleums.
I just got a loud bang. Is there somebody crying? That could probably be the wind, but it is freaking me out. I'm trying to see what the hell it is.
As he cautiously navigated the tight corners, something terrifying happened.
What is that? What the? Hola? Shit, the noises are creeping me out. Hola?
A dark black head suddenly peeked out from one of the tomb's doorways, stared directly at him for a chilling moment, and then swiftly retracted back into the darkness.
Hola? Something literally just stuck out through here. I had literally seen what looked like a black head stick outside the room just staring at me. I seen it, I got it on the night vision as well, and it was looking at me right from these doors.
Shaken but determined, Frank approached the room, his hand ready on the knife he carried for protection. Just as he stood before the doorway, a new sound emerged, the disembodied sound of mocking laughter echoing from the darkness around him. As if summoned by the malevolent presence, the light rain erupted into a torrential thunderstorm. Frank was trapped. He took refuge inside the very mausoleum where the entity had appeared, a prisoner of both the storm and the spirit. For over an hour, he was stuck inside the tomb as the cemetery grounds outside began to flood, turning the sacred ground into a watery quagmire.
So it is raining really bad outside, and I'm using a different camera because the audio sounds horrible on my night vision because it's really like sound sensitive. But look at this. So it has been about 30 minutes and I'm still stuck in here. It's raining so bad outside that it's drenched. I know I have this on, but I'm scared because I have my book bag over there. And if that gets soaked and wet, it's done. And I have another book bag in my chest. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like this big lump. That's the one with my knife and stuff. But it is raining horribly bad. It doesn't stop. Oh my God, the whole floor, the whole thing is flooding. Today definitely did not go as I expected. But you can see the floor starting to flood.
It seemed the entity that had lured him there now had him exactly where it wanted. Was the storm a coincidence, or was it a calculated trap set by the entity he encountered? Lured in by weeping, watched by a shadowy figure, and trapped by a sudden flood, Frank's investigation became a desperate fight for survival. He managed to escape that night, but the encounter serves as a chilling warning. When you trespass in the domain of the dead, you are playing by their rules, and you might not be lucky enough to leave. Ghost hunting can be a thrilling pursuit, but what happens when you venture into the woods to find a specific spirit, only for it to find you first? We'll explore a terrifying solo investigation that quickly spirals out of control. This footage will make you question what truly lurks in the ancient forests. This unsettling footage was recorded by the creator behind Black Crag, a YouTube channel known for exploring the rugged beauty of the United Kingdom. Usually, his videos blend cinematic visuals with a deep appreciation for nature. But this time, the adventure would shift sharply into something far darker. What began as a routine exploration soon became an experience that left him visibly shaken, and viewers with more questions than answers. It all begins with a local legend. The Crier of Clafe, a sorrowful spirit said to haunt the area after dying from a broken heart. According to the story, the ghostly figure is that of a monk, rejected by the woman he loved. Locals say his wails still echo across the hills, especially near a remote wooded area where he was supposedly banished. The host explains that the legend is so widely believed that it's actually marked on an official survey map, something rarely, if ever, seen when it comes to folklore.
Let me just give you a quick rundown now. So, once upon a time, and his job was to basically try and save the souls of the ladies of the night, shall we say, the prostitutes around that area. And he actually fell in love with one of them who lived up round Clafe Heights. Ended up coming up here, pursuing her. She spurned his advances, and he basically went nuts and ran around crying and wailing and all that kind of stuff, and eventually he died of a broken heart. This story kind of spreads around Lakeland, and it becomes common knowledge and common practice for the guys that run the ferry from the east side to the west side of the lake of Windermere to not go and pick anybody up from the west side after dark, because basically that's when the crier comes out.
It's with this chilling knowledge that he begins his journey. He's skeptical, but also intrigued. That curiosity would soon turn into regret. As he makes his way through a quiet, lonely region known as Wysentan, the mood begins to shift.
This is Wysentan. I think this is absolutely beautiful here, I really do. I mean, here's a town here. I don't know if you can see it on this camera. It's got swans on there, and there's a little boathouse as well. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crack on, keep going up along the path here and into the woods, because we're here to go and find a ghost, remember?
The surrounding landscape is stunning, yet something feels off. The beauty feels too quiet, too still. When he enters the forest, the change is immediate. The tall trees form a thick canopy above him, muting the sound of the outside world. What remains is an overwhelming silence that seems unnatural, almost as if the woods themselves are watching him. Eventually, he leaves the main path, navigating carefully until he reaches a very specific set of coordinates. It's the location marked on the map, the supposed domain of the Crier of Clafe.
Deep in the woods now, and apparently, I read a few years ago that he was banished to a quarry, but I don't know where that quarry is. There's nothing marked on the map, but I am right on the point now where it says Crier of Clafe. So he's around here somewhere. that lives around here. It is quite unnerving, actually. Just looking around to see if there's any kind of sign of quarry. I mean, there's sort of quarry-looking stuff over there. I might have a little wander over there and see.
There's no sign of life here. No birds, no wind. Just a heavy, invisible pressure that settles on his shoulders. The excitement of the legend begins to fade, replaced by an anxious awareness that something might be wrong. He searches for the quarry mentioned in the legend, but then it starts to rain, and with it comes a wave of dread. Not imagined, not subtle. It hits him hard. He describes it as an overwhelming bad feeling that won't leave him alone. Then things escalate. Trying to find his way back to the path, he begins to hear something behind him. Crunching footsteps, slow, deliberate, unmistakable.
Every now and then I can hear footsteps kind of a little bit behind me, but there's no one there. I'm getting freaked. I hope you heard that. Your footsteps right behind me. Right, this is really weird. I'm gonna get the hell out of these bloody woods.
He stops, turns, sees nothing, but the sound continues. That unmistakable rhythm of someone, or something, following close behind. He's no longer confident, no longer calm. Fear takes over. He tries to flee, stepping off the track and into deeper woods, hoping to lose whatever is trailing him. But it doesn't help. If anything, it's worse now. Out of the corner of his eye, he catches glimpses, flashes of movement just beyond his field of vision. Every time he turns his head, it vanishes.
Right. I've moved into the woods, away from the track and the footsteps, but I keep seeing somebody behind me. Every time I look, he's gone. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Somebody's whispering. And they're about 2 meters away from me.
But then, one sound cuts through it all. A whisper. Clear, intimate, and disturbingly close. Not a trick of the wind. Not distant. It comes from only meters away. His panic turns to full-blown terror. He confesses on camera that he feels sick, physically unwell from the fear.
I can't even put into words what the hell's going on right now. Just lost in these damn woods. You know, I've walked in here a lot, but I don't recognise any of it. I don't know if you heard that whispering a minute ago, but oh my God, I feel sick. I mean, it might have been wind or something, I don't know, it sounded like whispering to me. Black mushrooms.
He doesn't recognize the forest anymore. He's lost. And the energy around him feels hostile, suffocating. The rational part of his mind tries to explain it all away, but deep down, he knows something is wrong. The forest feels alive, and he is not welcome.
What the?
The final minutes of the video are chaotic. His camera captures rapid, shaky movements as he runs, desperate to escape. No longer searching for the legend, no longer filming for entertainment. He just wants to get out. But whatever was in those woods that day, it never shows itself. It never confirms its identity. It just lingers in the silence and in the heavy footsteps left behind. Some stories stay stories, but others, like the tale of the Crier of Clafe, seem to grow darker the closer you look. The creator behind Black Crag set out to document a legend. Instead, he may have crossed paths with something that never wanted to be found. Sailing across the open ocean can be a dream for many, but what happens when that dream turns into a waking nightmare? This is a terrifying ordeal where the vast, empty sea became a hunting ground. This footage is a chilling reminder that the most dangerous predators aren't always found on land. This shocking footage was captured by Derry and his partner, the couple behind the YouTube channel Sailing Supernova. Their channel usually offers viewers a taste of the freedom that comes with life at sea, peaceful sunrises over endless water, the rhythm of the waves, and the challenges of navigating the open ocean. But during one late-night crossing between Venezuela and Grenada, they faced something far more terrifying than a storm. It was supposed to be a routine passage. Derry's partner was filming a casual vlog inside the cabin, showing viewers how they had secured their belongings in preparation for rougher waters.
So I've just made my second cup of tea for the night, and I thought I'd show you how much we've cleared up in here. It's amazing. Even though this has been the roughest passage we've ever had, nothing has fallen to the ground, so you'd probably be super proud of us. I'll show you.
The atmosphere was relaxed, calm, familiar, but all of that shattered in seconds. As she panned the camera, an aggressive mechanical roar suddenly filled the air. It was the unmistakable sound of a fast-approaching engine, too loud, too close. Then came the scream, raw panic in her voice as she called for Derry.
Darcy! Darcy! Darcy, wake up! There's a boat! Get up! Get up! Hey! Hey! What are you doing?
Something was very wrong. What followed was chaos.
Engine!
Turn up!
Turn the lights off! Lights off! The nav lights! We got attacked! We have to tap!
The video becomes a blur of darkness, scrambling footsteps, and fear. The camera captured only fragments, but the panic in their voices said it all. When they finally managed to speak again, Derry recounted the moment he realized they were under attack.
Because I figured it was the fastest way to get back to the cockpit. As soon as I came up through the hatch, I could see two people climbing on board on the port side, and the one closest to me had a gun. So I ran up and I grabbed his wrist, like his arm, his wrist area that was holding the gun, and I kind of pulled him up onto the ship. I like helped him up onto the ship because I figured if I were to push him away, then there'd be too much space in between us and he could just shoot me.
It was instinct, pure survival. In the struggle that followed, he managed to wrestle the attacker into the water. The weapon slipped from the man's hands and vanished into the sea. But the fight wasn't over.
And then just as soon as he was kind of starting to stand up, I grabbed his neck and I kind of squeezed for everything that I was worth with my left hand. And then very shortly after that, he dropped the gun and fell overboard. And then I kind of took both hands and threw him overboard.
The second intruder had made his way inside and was attacking Derry's partner with a wooden bat. Derry struck back, hitting the man with everything he had. Another splash, another body overboard. They didn't wait to see if the attackers would come back. Scrambling to the controls, they fired up the engines and sped off into the night.
So I just kind of swung as hard as I could with my left hand, and I ended up missing him with my fist, but I hit him with like my wrist area on kind of like the side of his head, like around his ear, neck area. And there was enough force to knock him completely overboard. And then we just ran back towards the cockpit. Yvette started the engines, and we just did our best to get out of there.
Every light on board was switched off. Even their AIS tracker, normally used to broadcast a ship's location for safety, was disabled.
Our engine, the keys are inside, so I ran inside. Darcy took the helm, and then we also remembered we should turn off the lights, so we turned off all our lights. Yes, we put both our engines on full, so we were going quite fast then because we were still sailing as well. And then we tacked, so we changed direction completely, headed kind of as much as we could in the direction of...
Their goal was clear: disappear into the dark before anyone could follow. Calling for help over the radio would have been too risky. Other hostile vessels could be listening. So instead, they reached out to a trusted friend in Grenada using their internet connection. That friend contacted the Coast Guard on their behalf.
We didn't want to use a VHF radio because we figured if there was other vessels around that were kind of in on it, then that would like alert them that the first attack had...
It was a clever move, one that may have saved their lives. They survived, but just barely. Physically, they were bruised but intact. Emotionally, they were shaken. The ocean, once their sanctuary, had turned into a place of fear. The attack happened fast. Too fast for warnings, too fast for logic. It reminded them, and everyone watching, that not all threats are supernatural. Sometimes the real danger comes in the form of other people, armed and determined. Derry and his partner had faced down something no sailor ever wants to encounter. And thanks to their courage and quick decisions, they lived to tell the tale. But the fear of what could have happened, what almost did, will likely follow them with every wave, every crossing, and every dark night at sea. A relaxing day of fishing with friends sounds like the perfect escape. But what happens when you accidentally wander into the middle of a police manhunt? This is a terrifying encounter turned a peaceful creek into a real-life crime scene. This footage is a chilling reminder that danger can appear when you least expect it. Meet Jake, the creator behind the YouTube channel Jay Fishing. Through his videos, he and his friends, Max and Ryan, take viewers along on their angling adventures. Their channel is known for capturing the simple fun of fishing, celebrating each catch with friendly banter. On this particular day, they were enjoying the clear water and abundant fish, completely unaware that their cameras were about to capture something far more shocking than any fish. The day started off perfectly. The friends spread out along the creek, casting their lines and pulling in one fish after another. Their excitement was clear as they compared catches, laughing and joking without a care in the world.
Bigger one for this size creek. Decent size for the creek. Beautiful colors once again. Got him. Come here, boy. Nice little guy.
Oh, there we go.
Doubled up.
Double up, and this, that is a monster.
That is a juicy one.
I felt some pull on this boy.
Beautiful colors. Love the dark green on this guy. Get a release.
This is me mogging Jim right here.
Yeah, Ryan with the tank. I mean,
just like me.
That is a stud. Big old dude.
The footage shows a serene and idyllic setting, the last place you would expect to find yourself in the middle of a tense and dangerous situation. As the afternoon wore on, the peaceful atmosphere was abruptly shattered. While filming, one of the friends suddenly freezes, his attention fixed on the path across the water.
For sure on the path.
Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a dude right there. Let's go. Let's go. He like He ran, jumped down, ran across, and got up on the other side.
You went back up?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, a man appears, sprints down the embankment, scrambles across the creek, and vanishes into the dense woods on the other side. The friends are stunned into silence, their fun-filled day instantly replaced by a sense of dread and confusion. Clearly shaken, they try to process what they just saw. Their unease quickly turns to genuine fear when another person approaches them from the road, urgently asking if they saw someone run by.
Oh, shoot.
Yo, are you looking for some guys? Yeah, we are.
He just ran this way.
We saw him on that water?
Yeah, I have video of it. He went down there, ran across the water, and went back up, and he's probably somewhere up in this area.
So he went that way?
Yeah, he went that way.
They confirm the sighting, pointing the searcher in the direction the mysterious figure fled. It's then that the gravity of the situation becomes clear, as they spot multiple police cars nearby. They had unwittingly become witnesses in what appeared to be an active manhunt. Although they attempt to return to their fishing, the tension is unbearable. The sounds of the creek are now mixed with the distant sirens and the constant worry of who the man was and why the police were after him. The friends, now on high alert, realize their fishing spot is no longer safe. The thrill of the catch was gone, replaced by an urgent need to leave. They managed to leave the creek without any direct confrontation, but the encounter left them with chilling questions. Who was that fugitive, and what crime had he committed? They were fortunate to have only been observers from a distance, but their experience is a terrifying lesson. It proves that even the most tranquil and familiar places can hide dark secrets, and you never know when you might stumble upon a situation that is far more dangerous than you could ever imagine. Have you ever been in a situation where your gut feeling screamed that something was wrong? For solo travelers, that instinct can be the only thing standing between them and a nightmare. Meet the creator behind the YouTube channel Nomad Unknown. She takes her viewers along on her solo adventures, showcasing the freedom and beauty of life on the road. Her content is inspiring and honest, but one trip into the Louisiana wilderness would test her courage in a way she never anticipated, leaving her with a story that is both terrifying and a crucial lesson in situational awareness. The journey begins with her feeling emotionally drained and deciding a solo backpacking trip in the Kisatchie National Forest is exactly what she needs to restore her mental health. Seeking peace and solitude, she packs her gear and heads for the Wild Azalea Trail, hoping to find solace among nature. Little does she know, the isolation she seeks will soon be shattered by a deeply unsettling presence.
But just as I was getting here, I saw somebody that I've seen twice already today. The first time I saw him, he only had a water bottle in his hand, no backpack or anything. And I saw him at the trailhead where I parked my car as I was still pulling things out of my car. And at that point, up the trail, and he came from behind me, still with just the water bottle. And I didn't hear him at first, but it kind of startled me a little bit. So I moved over to let him go past, and there he came from behind me again, this time with the backpack on, like an overnight backpack. And I said, "Oh, hello again." I might have even filmed that, although I didn't film him. And again, he just said hi.
Her unease starts with a series of strange encounters with a mysterious man on the trail. He appears multiple times, initially without any gear, only to show up later with a full backpack, seemingly shadowing her path. Each time she offers a friendly greeting, he responds with a clipped, cold, "Hi," his unnerving energy making the hairs on her neck stand up. It becomes clear that something is terribly wrong, and she is not as alone as she had hoped. Despite her growing anxiety, she presses on and finds what seems to be the perfect campsite, a small, hidden clearing just off the main path. For a moment, she feels a sense of relief, thinking she has found a safe haven for the night.
Over there, so I came over. Why is there a trail cam pointing to that campsite? I don't really know how those things work. here's the trail cam. What is it pointing at? My backpack is right there. That's where I was gonna camp. Like, that's an established campsite. Looks like this one is too.
But as she scans the trees surrounding the site, her blood runs cold. She spots it, a trail camera, strategically placed and aimed directly at the heart of the campsite. The secluded spot wasn't a sanctuary, it was a trap, and she had just walked right into it.
I think, yeah, I think 1 strike, 2 strikes. I gotta get out of here before 3 strikes and I'm out. There's nonstop action here. So remember the guys I told you about that passed by the campsite earlier? I did, since I had the opportunity to speak to some locals, ask them about the trail cam and if I was just being dramatic and crazy, and they said that is not normal. I was like, okay, I didn't think so. I'm not from around here. They said I should report it to the Forest Service, so.
Pure instinct takes over. Realizing she is being watched and is in imminent danger, she immediately abandons the site. Her fears are validated shortly after when she meets a group of local hikers. After she tells them about the camera, they confirm that its placement is not normal and is incredibly suspicious, urging her to report it. Their reaction solidifies her decision to flee, confirming the terrifying reality of her situation. Although she made it back to her car safely, the chilling questions from that day linger. Who set up that camera, and for what purpose? Was it connected to the strange man who was following her? The truth may never be known, but her story is a powerful testament to the importance of trusting your instincts. While the woods can be a place of peace, they can also hide dangers far more sinister than any wild animal. People with malicious intent are a real threat, and you can never be sure of their motives. Fortunately, her sharp awareness and quick reaction prevented a horrifying scenario from playing out. She escaped unharmed, but the encounter serves as a chilling warning. When you feel like you're being watched, you probably are. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these clips, subscribe to my channel and click to see more on the video on screen.